Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dustin Kircher. I got my partner here, Ben Dreiser. Thank you for joining us on the next episode from MHP Nation. We appreciate you guys coming here and listening to us. We have an amazing guest, Dr. Jeff Anzalone. He's a periodontist in Louisiana, and I've been seeing him all over. He's the author and founder of Debt Free Doctor, and he's focusing on doctors and other high income professionals creating passive income. He's part of the Blue Metric Group that currently owns 24 RV parks, and he also has 6 mobile home parks under ownership. So I'm excited to have Dr. Jeff Anzalone on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Ben and Dustin. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know I just gave that little bio, but there's obviously a lot more to unpack there and how you kind of got started in this space.
Yeah, I'll actually start when I finished my training at LSU in New Orleans. We were $300,000 in student loan debt. We had a 2-month-old. I was supposed to come back to my hometown in Monroe, Louisiana, to join a group practice. Unfortunately, that deal fell through, and I had to learn how to open my own practice, which unfortunately they don't teach you anything about business or money in medical school or dental school, law school. You would think, it's pretty important, but they don't. And luckily, I was able to connect with another dental specialist who taught me the ropes, taught me how to run a practice, run a business. And back then, I was a big Dave Ramsey guy because you're talking 20 years ago. He was about the only quote financial guru back then. And I'm really glad that I had him because it helped me have like a framework, sort of a blueprint to follow, because I was just kind of all over the place. And I got the emergency fund, got it going, then did the debt snowball, paid off all the debts, smallest to largest, the $300,000 student loan debt, and then we paid off that first house. So it took us about 7.5 years.
Mm.
And I thought that I was going to do what all the other dentists do, and they work, and that's kind of the Dave Ramsey philosophy, how you do that, and then you start investing your 401k, then you do kids, college, then you give wealth away, you build wealth, you do all that kind of stuff. I was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to do that until I'm 70, because that's about the age that most of the dentists around here work, and
Yeah.
it goes on. And when I was about 40, we went snow skiing in Colorado. My kids at the time were 8 and 6 years old. I have 2 boys. And I had an accident where I fell and injured my hand, injured my wrist.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it wasn't anything major, but that made me really start questioning how I was operating financially.
Yeah.
And I realized that if I couldn't, use my hands, it's kind of hard to do that with, practicing dentistry without the use of your hands. I had like a little disability policy, but that wasn't going to be enough to fund our lifestyle.
Yep.
And I really took a deep dive on how the wealthy people operate. And it kind of like, I used to play golf, and I had to like unlearn everything that I had learned about money and finances, just like golf. Because in golf, you hit it far, you think you have to, turn real far and tense up and swing as hard as you can. And it's like the total opposite. It's you relax, everything's fluid and that sort of thing. And everything that I learned about money and finances and business was completely wrong. And the 2 major things that stood out to me were, number one, wealthy people, the majority of them invested in real estate, about 90+%. And then number 2, the majority of them had anywhere from 7 to 9 income streams. And I had one, my dental income. So that really helped me focus on investing in real estate for, multiple income streams. And I'll pause right there to see if you have any questions or what your thoughts are before I keep going.
No, that's good. So it's basically had a life kind of changing moment, an eye opener, as you say, to realize something's got to happen. And so then that's when you start looking into real estate. So yeah, tell us what happened there. Like, how did that, now you're thinking about real estate, now go into like, I guess, why RV parks and kind of that road?
Back then, I thought I had to go out and buy a single family home. That's what
Mm,
I thought real estate meant. Investing in real estate, go buy a house, put a tenant in it, and start building, two houses, five houses, 10 houses. That's what I thought. And I was actually getting ready to pull the trigger on a home. I had a friend of mine that his family owns a bunch of property around here, and he was helping me pick out some, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And luckily, there was a retired dentist that was actually teaching real estate investing to dentists in Dallas. I've
nice.
been following him for a while, and I went to his conference, and it really opened my eyes to all the different things that you can do to get into real estate. And more importantly for me at that time was passively. Because now I can go and, because our biggest wealth building tool is our primary income. For me, it's dental. And
Mm,
because once you start taking away time and focus on that, then that starts going down. And this passively, which was mainly syndications, allowed me to focus on continue to treat patients and then taking that extra money instead of putting it in the stock market, putting it away in real estate syndications or group investments to start earning multiple income streams. And the first time I did that, it was so cool because I got a check for like $330, and it was just like, wow, I've got this coming in every month and it's paying my bills. It does not involve me trading time for money. That's how most people are set up. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid.
yeah.
Whereas it's just an ongoing revenue stream. So that those first 5 to 6 years, it was all multifamily, apartments. Then
Nice.
I got into self-storage, did some short-term rentals. I got like a short-term rental fund.
Okay.
And well, let me back up. Uh, I started the blog you'd mentioned earlier, debtfreedoctor.com, because I knew that there was other people that were probably going to be going through this, and I just wanted to document what I was learning because all this stuff was so foreign to me. Cap rate, IRR, NOI. I mean, I was like, what is all this stuff? I had to learn all this stuff. But that's crazy is I learned it all online for free. So I started the blog, and then after a couple of years, I started the YouTube channel, which if you go to debtfreedoctor.com, the YouTube channel, the links on there, plus Instagram and all that. But the once I started putting out content like you guys in this podcast, I started a little following, and I was capturing email addresses.
Mm,
So I was getting ready to invest in an apartment syndication in Dallas. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and they knew I had this email list. They said, "Hey, look, if we go through the legal structures and get our attorney to make you a co-general partner," which I didn't know what that was at the time, would you mind taking this deal that you're investing in and see if other people want to invest with you? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So I just took two of their emails that they were sending out to their list, and I modified it, and then I sent it out 48 hours apart, and then they contacted me and they were like, "Hey, between you sending out the email and between us sending them out, we've raised enough money for this deal. And so you don't have to send out any more emails." I said, "Okay, that's great." It's like, "Well, how long have you been doing this?" I was like, "Doing what?" I said, "Raising capital." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, what is raising capital?" And they said, "Well, you just helped us raise capital. You just in 48 hours, you just raised $2.4 million." I was like, "What?" And I only had like 212 people on my investor list at that time. And I was like, "This is
yeah.
crazy." So uh, I got into raising capital. That's how I got into raising capital. I just basically just stumbled into it. And then once I started doing that, then I was able to work with other sponsors. And that's how I got into the other asset classes.
Okay.
And then now I was able to look at all the different asset classes and compare. And then when I had somebody approach me about mobile home parks and RV parks, it was just like, man, it's almost too good to be true. There was just so many good differences between those RV parks and mobile home parks versus, everybody's talking about multifamily.
Hmm.
And the main thing was, and people are getting really hit pretty hard right now, these multifamily syndicators, is insurance that has gone up, 3, 4, sometimes 5x with no claims filed. And
Yeah.
I've got what so one of the syndications that I'm in as a LP limited partner, I think they went up from, I think he said $500 a door to like $4,000 a door, no claim. I mean, it's just like that sponsors can't pay out. I mean, they're going under,
Wow.
can't pay.
Yeah.
I don't have any distributions coming in except for one apartment complex. And that's why. And it's unfortunate because it's hurting a lot of people.
Hmm.
The taxes, the maintenance, especially the insurance. And so once I started getting to like RV parks, mobile home parks. So like for instance, RV park, the the visitor brings their own RV in, and when they're ready to leave, they leave. And
Hmm.
if a tornado hits or hurricane hits, think about what it would cost to insure your apartment. If you have like a 50-unit apartment, it's a lot of damage. Well, you just tell everybody to get, you know,
To leave.
CYE, carry your butt and there's like nothing, it's hardly any structures to damage, which is why the insurance is so much cheaper.
Hmm.
The maintenance is so much cheaper. And a lot of times you don't even have to have an on-site manager. Another thing that I really liked about RV parks versus, and I'll just compare that to apartment. Apartment, you got somebody that usually signs a 6-month or 12-month lease, and that's it. They just pay your rent. As you know, with RV parks, you've got the transient people, the people that stay nightly, which you can charge the most. You
Yep.
got the weekly stays, you got the monthly stays, and you got the long term. So you have different, it's let's say you're located near a beach, and people say, well, you're only going to get people during the summer. Well, not necessarily, because you're going to have people that work in the area that want to stay there for months. You got people that want to live there. You've got multiple revenue streams. From having 24 RV parks, we've got golf cart rentals, we've got propane, we've got ice.
Yep.
We've got some that have lakes. So depending on, we have these premium sites. If you want to be on the lake, if you want to have better Wi-Fi, laundry, arcades. I mean, there's all kinds of different revenue streams
Yeah.
that you can tack on versus apartments. And, with mobile home parks, a lot of that stems true as well. But I don't know if you have any questions about that, or if you wanted me to talk about the mobile home parks, or
No,
where you
I mean
go from
that's
here.
great. I'm curious about the RV parks and the type of RV park you guys are going after. I mean, out of the 24, what is it? Community parks, or are they like RV campgrounds, or are they like resort style type parks?
Well, we started off, so our first 4 or 5 were just 30 to 50 sites. It was just, the thing is, we're able to buy these from mom and pop people,
Hmm.
which is the key. Same thing for mobile home parks, because you can buy a cash flowing business. So many people are like, hey Jeff, I got land. Do you think I ought to put some RVs on it or mobile homes on it? And they have no idea the startup cost. And we've never done any type of new development. I'm not saying that we won't, but out of 24, we've done 0. And that should tell you something. The goal is, if you want to do this, you want to get into something where it's cash flowing from day one, and that you can renovate it, you can provide value, you can do any types of those different add-ons that I just talked
Hmm.
about to increase the revenue. Like we just got a mobile home park under contract near Baton Rouge, and it was $300 lot rent in a $400 lot rent area. We got it under contract. The appraisal just came back $375,000 over what we got it under contract for. I mean,
Nice.
I mean, you just can't do that. You can't go buy stock or go buy a mutual fund and do that. It's
Yeah.
just, but once you find the right people to connect with, and people that know what they're doing, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just, partner with them. You know, Everybody needs capital. So everybody wanted me, to help them raise capital. And luckily I've got 2 people now that I only work with, with RV parks and mobile home parks. And that's my job to do that. But depending on what your strengths are, you may be able to fix something. You may want to go manage something. You may just want to provide capital or network or whatever. There's always ways that you can partner with people, and then you can start learning from them. And that's,
Mhm.
that's what I've done. And so let me go back to your question about the RV park. So the first few were just mom and pop, 30 to 50, campground, that sort of thing. And then as we've grown, we've started to branch out, and we've noticed our sweet spot now is 100 plus.
Okay.
And we already have private equity reach out to us wanting to buy our whole portfolio, but they're like, look, contact us when you at least have 100 million assets under management. Right now we've got like 85, 90 million, so we're getting close. But that's not our MO right now to
Yeah.
sell. We're scaling this. But they also didn't want to buy a portfolio unless it had a quote resort type RV park.
Mm.
And now we've just picked up two. And those have, lazy rivers and slides and pools and golf carts and, all kinds of cool stuff. So to answer your question, we started off smaller campground, that sort of thing. But as we've grown and we know our strengths, we've we've grown to sort of the bigger ones. And now the smaller ones, what we do, we have so many people on our list that just want to buy them and manage them ourselves. We just kind of broker it like that,
Yeah.
assign it to them.
Nice. Very cool.
When for your RV parks and when with raising of the money, is there an exit that you promise your investors, or is this a long-term hold and everybody's okay? Is every deal an individual? Are you raising every single RV park of your guys? Is that an individual syndication with a different exit strategy?
Yeah, well, we started off single syndications, and then we try to fund. Fund is very hard because it's open-ended, and there's a lot of reasons why we got away from a fund. But now we're just doing single syndicate. Sometimes we'll do two. So like we had a group that sold us two, one in Vicksburg and one in Georgia. They own two parks. So we bought that, and then that single syndication, you're able to get a piece of two parks, which people like that. And then, yes, I'm doing the majority of the raising capital. We do have some co-general partners, which we're now moving into a fund of funds model to do that. So it actually will benefit people more if they want to, and it's easier and it's more compliant to raise capital like that. And we've got some evergreen ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads that will run for capital. But that, from doing that, we haven't really done that, but maybe 6 or 8 months. That's more of a lead generation sort of thing to get people to know us, to see what we're doing. Not like, hey, here's an ad, invest with us now. It's more like, hey, here's what we're doing. If you want to invest with us now, fine. If not, they get into our funnel, they start looking at my content. It's not
Mhm.
right for everybody. And if it's not right for you, that's fine. But it's crazy. I went to school I went to school for 12 years after high school, 300,000 in debt from all this, and I'm making as much money in real estate what I went to school 0 years for, and pretty much learned everything online for free. It's just crazy the power of the internet and networking,
Mhm.
what it could do. So, back when I went to high school and college, it was like, if you want to make money, good living, you had to go to professional school. And that was about all there was. This was back in the, early to mid 90s. It's like, doctor, dentist, lawyer, that sort of thing. But now, there's, 18, 19-year-old YouTube millionaires, Instagram, TikTokers, all this. So it's totally changed.
Yep.
So always, these kids, my son's a quarterback here at the local college, it's Division I school. So he's always bringing
Nice.
over his friends. And my other son's at high school and he plays tennis and he's bringing over his friends. So I'm always trying to, encourage them, expose them to different things, just to
Yep.
open their eyes, because there's a big world out there. And I think that if people are successful and they're doing stuff, they should share with others to help them along too. That's the only reason you and I are talking right now. I'm where I am because of all the people that have helped me, get here. So I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Well,
is there an exit? Sorry, is
go
there
ahead.
an exit strategy for these deals, Or is it something that you want to hold it on forever until potentially there's a large exit? And what are your investors' expectations as far as, is it a short term or a long term play for them and it's open ended?
Yeah, everything is different, especially some of the other sponsors I used to work with. Some of them were 2 or 3 year hold, some of them were a 5 year hold. But for us at the Blue Metric Group, ours is typically a 5 to 7 year hold. Typically, we're looking to potentially refinance after 24 to 36 months, and then we want to get the investors the majority of their investment back as soon as possible, but they stay in the deal. But the majority of them are 5 to 7 years is what the exit strategy is. And so far, we've only had just a handful that exited. But moving forward, that's what we're looking at.
Nice. And where is it, a certain area that you concentrate on, or is it just wherever the numbers make sense?
I would say 95% of our properties are in the Sun Belt area, the Southeast. We do have a property in Montana, which it's my favorite state. So it's right near Glacier. We just got it in May. I mean, it is killing it. I mean, that's one of our best producing parks.
Nice.
And that was just one that we just went in and we could plug in what we do best, with the marketing and management. We self-manage everything, and it's doing great. I love to see parks like that just take off.
Nice. So would you say is kind of your guys' superpower when you're going into a park? What are you looking for to help it improve? You mentioned marketing and management. So what does that include, and what are you guys doing?
I would say it starts with finding them. We've got a guy that's a retired cop, but he is an RVer, so he knows how to speak the lingo, and he cold calls all day long. And that's how we get the majority of our properties. And if you can, as you know, real estate is, you make the money on the buy.
Yep.
If you can buy it right, I can't tell you how many properties we've gotten to where we've worked out seller financing, sometimes as low as 2%, in a 7 to 8%, interest rate world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the key. If we can go in, I mean, it's great if they don't have they have like a 1 page website. If they don't even have a website, if they don't have a sign, or, I mean, they don't have a Google listing, nothing like that. It's like, these are golden.
Mm-hmm.
But if you buy one that's just, we stay away from the ones that are just, completely wow you, and there's really nothing, there's no meat left on the bone. So we stay away from those. So, that we can self-manage. The way that I describe it best, as a dentist, or you could just pick whatever you do for a living. But for me as a dentist, I think of it like this: if I can go buy a dental practice from somebody that's like 70 years old, they still use paper charts, they don't have any type of digital x-rays, it's archaic, but they have a good patient base. That's the type of RV park we want. That we can go in and just modernize it, just get it up to nothing special, just get it up to where it should be. And more importantly, the majority of these people don't charge what the market rent is, and just bring it up to what it should be. That's about all you need. I mean, I mean, all these little areas add up over time.
Nice. And so when you're saying like bring it up to speed and to, 21st century, basically, is there certain stuff like tools that you like to use, systems you like to use to make sure that it's operating better? Is there, like, again, is it the type of park, like, I know, are you charging individually metering now, each space, or what kind of infrastructure and what kind of tools are you guys using to improve these parks?
Yeah, if we can do that, depending on the park, but yeah, we could do individual metering. We do that. We make it, it's kind of like Airbnb. It's more like as it's more of a hospitality business, high turnover. And so we treat it more like that. We really focus on customer service. We focus on making it easy to book, super easy to book reservations. Again, you find these mom and pop things. It's like, call our number to book. You can't even book online, on some of these parks. So, you know, we use the latest software to do that, make it really easy to pay, really focused on, once we give them that customer service, really focused on getting that 5-star review. Just like when you want to go buy a pair of shoes or something on Amazon, you know, how do most people pick out what they want? Look at the reviews, right?
Yep.
So we want to focus on that. We have a marketing team that creates content. They're really good on Facebook. They're really good on Instagram. You know, you know, we kind of have a central person that teaches all the park managers that come under us how to do that.
Nice.
So more of like a flagship, you know, sort of thing. And you know, kind of like any business, anytime you're going to do something, you got to repeat it. Just make a video of it, you know, like a Loom video or something. And then that way, when you hire people, you know, you could say, well, how? Because a lot of these people, you know, we'll keep the managers on, and they may be older and they may not be comfortable creating content. Well, if we have a little video showing them how they can just, you know, walk around the park with their phone and, you know, just a little talk or whatever, and that's about all people want. You know, like I was telling you before we started recording, I went out to our the local park that we bought here, RV park, and I just kind of walked around today and shot some content, and took, you know, less than 10 minutes. And but people that work there, work at your park, it's really easy to do. You can interview people, you can show amenities. You know, we're putting in a dog park, and we're putting in some new pads, and you know, you could show people that on Facebook and Instagram. Well, if you got somebody that wants to book, hey, I got a dog, that'd be great to go there. Or I've got a, you know, they have more pull through sites, an easy pull through site, or you know, they don't, or blah blah blah. So just you know, you can market your strengths, and that's what I recommend just people focus on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's incredible how easy and well you are at explaining the process. And like,
Well, you know, it's helped being a doctor for all these years, because I've really had to learn how to dumb stuff down for people. Because I mean, you know, we're really highly educated. We learn all these sophisticated words, but you know, you know, when I first got out, I thought I was going to use all these big words to impress people, and you just confuse people.
Yeah.
So, you know, I use a lot of Chat GPT, AI, and pretty much anytime I want to do content, create content, I'll take some of my, you know, I've written so many articles, I could take it and just say, hey, look, I want you to rewrite this in a way to where an 8th grader could understand. And really, and I look at it and it's like, man, this is nice.
It works.
So
Yeah.
you just have to just explain stuff, just act like you don't want to make people feel stupid, you know, because I don't like it when people make me feel stupid. I don't know anything about, you know, I remember, you know, accountants, when I first got out, I didn't know nothing about taxes, and they made me feel stupid. And I remember that. I'm like, that's, whenever I get to a point where I can, you know, help somebody or learn something, I want to dumb it down for them to where they can understand it. Or if not, you know, a confused person, they don't do anything, right? They're just like, okay, well, I'll get back with you, instead of just explaining it. And a lot of times I'll get my wife or my kids or teenagers like, hey, look at this video, or what do you think about this? Do you understand this? Most of the time they say no. So I just know I have to make it easier to say, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So on the RV park side, what would you say is like the best added revenue stream to your guys' parks?
Propane.
Propane. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Propane.
So,
We're at our park out here in my hometown. What we do is we just tell people, because it's more of a long-term, people that stay here long-term. Some people live there monthly, yearly. So they know when their propane tanks get low, they just set them out, let us know. And we just come around the night, you know, the night of, and we just swap out tanks for them. People love that.
Nice. Okay. So you do like a swap out system through like Blue Rhino or something like that. And then, okay. So not like a big tank on park.
Some parks do have it. The big tanks, like I believe the one in Montana does. You know, more of the areas. We got some in Kentucky and Tennessee that get colder. Down here in Louisiana. So where are you guys? Where do you located?
We're in California, and we invest in I guess the South also, and Midwest.
We're in California.
I'm in the Bay Area.
Okay. Los Angeles myself.
Okay. So I mean, it doesn't get super cold there, so you probably wouldn't use a lot of propane, but so it just depends on the park but a lot of ice. People
Yeah.
like ice, a lot of that. So I would say, probably those two. And another thing, I like to go undercover. When we get an RV park, and I actually have a YouTube video I can send you to where I was a park. I went undercover in Mississippi.
Nice.
So we get it under contract, and I just go walk around and just start talking to people, and they tell you what's needed. Oh yeah, I stay
Mhm.
here all the time. And I remember one lady was like, oh yeah, my husband's got a construction company, and he brings his workers here, and we stay here all the time for months at a time. It's like, what do you like about it? She's like, it's the cheapest park in the area. I was like, really? How much is it? She said, it's only $600 a month in the park down the road, which is not that much nicer. They're $1,200 a month. Well, guess what we did? We went up $200 to $800. Guess what? We just made money, but we're still the cheapest in the area.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's little stuff like that. Just go and we kind of do that whenever we buy mobile home parks. When we
Mhm.
get it under contract, we'll go through and inspect every home and any of the park owned homes. We'll ask them, hey, we're checking the floors, we're checking for leaks, ceilings, or is anything going on here? Oh yeah, come over here and look at. There's a leak here. This is stopped up, and we write it all down, and then we get the person that we're buying from, we get them to fix all that, before we get it. So it's just,
Yeah.
if you take the time and do your work, your due diligence ahead of time, you can really cut back on a lot of mistakes that you can make. Because once you sign that line and you wire your money, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your problem at that point.
Are
You have
you
a
guys?
unique,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Ben.
I was gonna say, you have a unique perspective because you have a lot of experience in both the RV and the mobile home park space. Is there one that you prefer over the other, or can you give us kind of the pros and cons to both from an investor standpoint or an operator standpoint, or both?
Well, I do know that this mobile home parks are kind of like Bitcoin. They don't make them anymore, and they're very hard to find, and they're really hard to find that are the private equity bought up the majority of them, so they're really much harder to find the good ones. Luckily, I connected with a guy that's my business partner now. He was actually I was in a capital raising mastermind, and that was about the only good thing. It was a great thing that I got out of it for that year was connecting with him. So even though if you join something, a coaching group or mastermind or something, even if you don't learn anything, if you could just make one connection, now we own 6 parks together.
Yeah. Yep.
I would have never done that, but he's that's all he does for a living. So he knows how to find them. He just has this blueprint, this system to where he goes in. We get all the park owned homes, we get them to rent to own. Everything's tenant owned. We don't want to deal with any maintenance. And, so it just depends on, uh, so I love mobile home parks because I have him. I love RV parks because I have my other business partner who's actually a real estate attorney who's just grown that group incredible. So I like both pretty much equal, but I mean, there's a whole lot more for investors to invest in with the RV side, and it's growing. The RV sales and people camping and all that. It's booming right now, especially after COVID. So I think there's a lot more potential for investors for people to pick up RV parks versus mobile home parks, unless you can connect with somebody like, luckily I did.
Yeah. Yeah. RV parks too are gonna be pretty crucial, I feel like, in the next coming years for the affordability aspect too. Like some of these parks converting into more of community parks to it's just a cheaper way of a more affordable way of living
And
too.
we
So,
have the majority of our parks have cabins on them. Some of them
mhm.
have mobile homes, but most of them have cabins on them, and those stay booked out.
Yeah.
We bought 40, so for Disney, Walt Disney World, Fort Wilderness Lodge in Orlando, they sold all of their cabins
Hmm.
recently, and we bought 40 of them. And we're
Wow.
putting them on, and they package them, they break them down, they package them up, they ship them to you. So we've already put some at some parks, and we're putting them out, and they stay booked out. So if you have an area to where you can expand and put cabins, that's a really good thing. That's another good revenue stream for us too.
Yeah, nice. And with all your different parks, you said like in the southeast, kind of. And I know you said you got one in Montana, but do you have like a central website that people know about all the different parks that you own? And so, like, if you got people that travel and they'll just travel a certain route and stay at certain parks throughout the year. Like during the summer, they're going to go up north, and then in the winters, they're going to come down south. Do you guys have a lot of travelers like that, or a way of people booking? I guess what I'm asking is, do you group them all together and like if somebody's booking at one site, do you let them know about the other parks you own?
Yeah, that's a good question. My wife actually brought that up the other night. We were talking about it, and we're in the process of right now of rebranding the Blue Metric Group,
Okay.
and people will know, and they'll have like a discount, kind of like KOA.
Yeah.
To become a member, you get a discount across all of them. So we're in the process of doing that right now.
Yeah. And then it's a great way of, having loyal
Mm-hmm.
customers and patrons. So
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, that was kind of always my dream and goal, was this, have RV parks, from here in California to the Midwest, whatever, and just travel to them. And,
Mm-hmm.
I let everybody else know that's staying there, like, here's our other park, come stay. And that's what actually got us started. Same thing you were talking about earlier about going to these conventions and networking groups, or just groups in general. And that's where how Ben and I met, right? And we're part of a community, and we have the same passion of this RV park and mobile home park space.
So how many sites are you have a kind of an average number of sites, pads in your mobile home park?
Yeah, so the one in Arkansas, 106 pads, um,
It's
and
two parks that are about a few minutes away from each other.
yeah, and then Pennsylvania will be 150 plus, and then another 100 plus.
In Ohio.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
very good.
yep. So that's kind
I'm
of
lucky
the
with the size of them. I
yeah,
feel like we were looking, the first one that we actually flew out to in Alabama was just like a little 15 space park, a lot less of a capital raise, but
Mhm.
as we started working together, the deals that we started underwriting, it
mhm,
kind of like fell into place, and we found these bigger size ones. And now we kind of want to focus just on the 50 plus, unless it's right near, I guess, another one of our assets and easy to manage.
Yeah.
yeah. So what does your guys' team look like? I mean, with 24 parks, beyond just your park managers, what is like kind of I don't want to say corporate, but what is the office kind of structure?
Yeah, I mean, we have like CFOs, fractional CFOs, multiple, we want different eyes, looking at different of the numbers, we
Hmm.
getting people to underwrite, we have people that now take in leads, that do the marketing, that do the phone calls. So it's really built out,
It's
a
great.
lot. So we're doing more. John and I are backing out more to where we're not having to do it. He was doing the majority of the work. And it was
Mhm.
after 5 parks, it was just too much for him to handle.
Yeah.
Now he's got these people under him, and then those are all the managers, and then under them. So we're in the process of building all of that out more as we go. And once you get it built out, as you know, it's not that hard to add on
Yeah.
other parts because you have the infrastructure in space, but you just got to get that structure first.
Yeah. What would you say has been the hardest part about growing the RV park business?
Well, it's, once we hit that 4 and 5, we were just doing everything ourselves, especially John.
Hmm.
And you just can't scale. And we can't work like anything. You're working in the business all the time. You don't have time to work on the business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hit a wall.
Yeah.
And once we started, hiring people, replacing, delegating, we have uh, once we got that structure in, that's when we were able to start scaling. But until you do that, it's hard to grow.
Yeah.
I know when we were closing on this Arkansas portfolio, the raising of the capital was a lot more difficult than we initially anticipated. Before, we thought we had the money all in place, and then we realized that when push comes to shove, it was a little bit more difficult. So the
Mhm.
fact that you were able to raise so much money so quickly, is incredible. Do you find now, or is your system so refined that now when good deals come up, is it easy for you to raise capital and people are just waiting in line?
Well, luckily we're constantly adding leads, and I'm constantly, the biggest mistake I see people that are trying to raise capital is the only time that they will contact their people, their list, is just when they have a deal. And that may be good for some people, but our thing is educate first. Plus, my main target is doctors and dentists, and they don't have a clue about real estate, just like I didn't have a clue about real estate.
Yeah.
And they're reading my articles or watching my YouTube videos. And so we're constantly educating. And now what I've noticed is we're having, the bigger now I think we have 3,500 accredited investors now on my email list. And it took a long time to build
That's
that.
yeah.
And what's really nice is we have people now that we can just contact and they'll write a 7-figure check. And it takes a long time to get to that point. You gotta have the trust built and the track record, but you also have to have the number of the volume. So it makes it a lot easier. And it's funny, John and I always talk about, the people that write the 7-figure checks, it's like, here's your money, here's the money. You don't hear from them again. And the people that write the $50,000 checks, they send you 30 questions. And so now we don't have to rely on those people that just hound you all the time. And we can just get the people that really want to invest, they know what they're doing. So we're focused more on that going forward. But for the smaller people, for the smaller check writers, want to educate them more, spend a little bit more time with them, and just so they'll be more comfortable with it.
Nice. What has been something that you would say is been a big takeaway getting into the RV park space? Like, what is something that now that you've done this many that you're actually looking out for every time you get into a new park?
I would say really doing our due diligence, because we've caught some things as we're doing, so a lot of times people will just take what people tell them or give them and they just, okay, well, yeah, here's the numbers or whatever, but having people really go through that, because we've found so much stuff, having our attorneys look at it, having other people look at things. We had one guy that had like a gambling problem. He was like a preacher, had like this gambling problem, had like this, bankruptcy thing, this lien that he didn't disclose of. So you never know.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you do, and if you need to extend your due diligence, I mean, if you're not comfortable with it, a lot of times people, they don't want to do all this stuff themselves, and they want to be a passive investor, and that's 99% of the people that we work with. They want to be passive investors. So make sure that who you're working with, if you're working with us or working with you guys, you're raising money that, and I know you know what you're doing. Make sure the sponsor knows what they're doing. They have a good track record. Just like a mutual fund, you want to make sure it's got a 10-year track record or longer, longest track record you can. Talk to other investors, see how the best way to do it is go to an event to where you got the sponsors you can meet, you've got the limited partners you can talk to, and that's the best thing to do, because a lot of times the investors will say, hey, I invest with that guy over there, but stay away from those two, and so you kind of get everything done at one thing, and it's hard to do it by yourself. It's so much better to go to events and conferences and you meet people. So I would say if you're new, start off, if you're going to learn, I would focus more, try to do at least one conference or event a year, networking event, and that's what I would recommend. That's some of the stuff that helped me out the most early on.
Nice.
What kind of event? Is there an event in specific, or?
Well, there's so many different, if you're, you can be focused on RV parks. We look at what your niche is. I'm in a private Facebook group for dentists that invest in real estate, and they have all kinds of stuff. They have John and I talking there about RV parks. We're doing mobile home parks. There's a bunch of apartment people, self-storage. You're going to network with all these people. So if you have a specific niche that whatever you do for a living, maybe start there. and then just learn about real estate and make connections. And, you know, you never know what's going to happen until you get out there and start shaking hands and meeting people.
Yep, exactly. Just meeting the people that are doing what you want to do. So,
yeah.
And I mean, that's why we have a podcast and those YouTube channels.
And I tell people this, young and old, and you guys too. And for me, I mean, think about it. You're one face-to-face meeting, one phone call, one text message, one email away to completely changing your life. I mean, think about that. I mean, if you meet somebody that's like, hey, you know, there's a guy I used to play tennis with here. He was like 19 years old. He was in Hawaii. This guy was like in his 70s. He went to a bar and just started drinking with this guy at the bar, this old guy, and he owned this oil and gas company. He's like, started talking to him. So, look, I don't have any family, relatives. And he wound up buying that guy's business for like less than $100. This guy's like a multi-millionaire just from going into the bar. Now, I'm not encouraging people to go to meet people, but my point being is, if he would have never gone there, he would have never had the kind of life that he is. So
yeah,
I was always going to dental meetings around dentists that didn't want to be there, that were just there to get their CE, to get their continuing education, and then they would leave. Once I got out of that environment and changed my environment to people that wanted to learn, they were excited about something like real estate. And it just, I mean, my life was just, you know, like this. I hurt my wrist. I started going to conference and it just took off.
Nice. Yep.
So,
Doctor, appreciate you being on a show. We're approaching about an hour here. How can people get a hold of you? And, you know, can people partner with you guys, or bring you guys deals, or, you know, if they want to invest in your fund, how should they contact you?
Yeah, debtfreedoctor.com. All my links are on there. I'm more active, like if you want to connect with me on Instagram. So it's at Dr. Jeff Anzalone. Again, all the links are on my website. And just message me through there, and I'll get back with you. And partner with us, bring us deals, invest with us, learn from us, break bread with us, whatever. We're happy to help however we can.
Cool. Well, we do really appreciate you coming on the show and taking your time out of I know it's got to be a busy day, but we do appreciate everything you shared with us, and it's awesome to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
we really appreciate it. You're in our little world, you're you're like one of the big boys. So thank you so much for
I appreciate it.
sharing with us.
Thank you.